So I had a question in the comments on the YouTube channel the other day, and a person asked me, "What do you do when you get bucked off?" And I said, "I get back on." And it was just pointed out to me within the last 38 and a half seconds that that's that wasn't the answer the person was looking for. I wasn't trying to be funny, and I wasn't trying to be sarcastic or anything like that. When I answered this, I just thought, well, I don't know, I get back on. So I think this is what the person was actually asking is, what steps do you take afterwards? And even if that's not what the person was asking, that's what I'm going to do. So when I get bucked off, if I get bucked off, the first thing I do is find my hat, and then I catch my horse, and I congratulate him for being able to buck me off. And so then what do we do? So of course, 99% of the time, a horse bucks you off and they didn't mean to buck you off. Like, they didn't expect for you to fall off of them. So it scares the heck out of them. It's only an old jaded horse that knows some tricks and this and that bucks you off with the intention of bucking you off, and it is not scared. Usually a young horse or something, if they buck you off, they're scared. So they're scared, they've got a bunch of adrenaline running. You're probably scared, a little bit of shocky, you've got a bunch of adrenaline running. Maybe you're mad. If you are mad, you need to go do something else until you're not mad. Everyone in the world's always said, you get back on that son of a gun just as fast as you can, and so he doesn't learn that he can buck you off. Well, okay, that's not how horses' brains work. He didn't learn that he could buck you off in one little setting there. Where he learns about bucking you off is if you handle it wrong afterwards. So if you're mad, wait until you're not mad. There's step one. Step two, like I said, that horse is probably scared. So before you get back on him, you need to go through whatever the things you do before you get on them, the little steps you take before you get on them. For instance, y'all have seen in some of my other videos, I take my off rein and I put it around the back of my cantle, and I turn them around 3 times each direction. It's kind of a ceremonial thing that I do, but it's to get my head right that I'm fixing to get on a colt. It's to get the horse's head right that I'm fixing to get on them. Kind of puts everybody in neutral. So if one were to buck me off, I would do that again. Hey colt, this is how we do it. Of course, check your cinches and adjust everything and this and that. Maybe you lunge your horse a little bit before you get on him. So maybe lunge him around. A lot of guys will back him a few steps or make him cross over behind, back him around in a circle. Whatever that thing is that you do before you get on one, do that and get that horse's brain back in neutral and be as calm and as collected as you can be while you're doing it. Because chances are the horse was scared is why the horse bucked, and then it really scared the horse and affirmed his fear when you fell off. So that's what we need to do next. Now, if you're listening and go, well, I don't have any things that I do, any ceremonial, what's the word I'm trying to look for there, where you're obsessive compulsive and you do things the same way every day? What? No, procedures was the word that I was looking for. You may be watching this and thinking, well, I don't have any like pre-procedures that I do. I don't have there are superstitions or more like a flight check or a pre-flight checklist, things that you do before you get ready. Well, chances are that's why you got bucked off. If you don't have a pre-flight thing that you go through, just the same as when you get in your car. You get in and you put your seatbelt on and you do the things that you do before you drive. You need to have the things that you do before you get on. And it doesn't matter as much what they are, matters is that you do them every time. So if you don't have some, talk to some horsemen and develop some procedures that you do beforehand. If you do have some, do those again. And then you just have to take a deep breath. And I quote Ezra Pound a lot, even if I haven't gotten bucked off. But when I'm starting to get on a colt, I say, well, now's my time for thin ice and tigers. You just have to tell yourself, here we go. You have to trust in your program, trust that what you're doing is working, and step back on and ride them again. And then do all the most basic baby step things that you did in the beginning with the horse, when you started the horse or when someone else started it. Bending that horse around and flexing them, getting them to step around and back up through a turn, all those little tiny baby things that you did, and build that horse's confidence back up. What you don't want to do is get mad, pull your hat down, cheek that son of a gun, step on him and harpoon him like you're in a Charlie Russell picture. Because that's all that's going to do is whatever caused the horse to get scared and buck in the first place, or get mad and buck in the first place, that's going to affirm whatever it was that caused that. So those are the kinds of things, and I don't want to sound braggadocious here, but I don't have a hell of a lot of experience getting bucked off, so I had to think my way through this. Like, what do I do if I get bucked off? So it's not like it happens very much to me. So I guess I had to think, what does my wife do when she gets bucked off? She gets me to get on them. So there's your other option, get somebody else to get on them. But yeah, only if her leg's broke. If her leg's not broke, she gets back on her own horse. But you just need to just be calm, and you need to go through all the baby steps and start in again and try to get that horse confident through whatever you were doing. Now, if you're talking about mentally, what do you do when you get bucked off? That's something that's hard to get over. Like if you get an egg cracked in you, that's the colloquial saying among cowboys. If you get bucked off and it hurts you and you're kind of scared of that horse now, or even if it didn't hurt you but it knocked the wind out of you and scared you, that's called getting an egg broke in you. How do you fix that? Well, you don't ever. You can never put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Can't be done. But what you can do is start developing better groundwork and better habits and safety procedures and things that you do for a pre-flight check that prepare you for things and get you ready for things, and build a program that you can trust in, to where you can tell yourself, trust in the program, it's going to work. Those are the things you got to do. If you get bucked off and it made you scared, how do you get brave again? You don't. You just learn to get better. And I find that Sundays are the best time to eat fried chicken. This is a little to be continued, but wait, there's more on the deal about what do you do when you get bucked off. And I ended it talking about what do you do if your egg's broke. And so these won't change the fact that your egg's broke, but they're little things that help. And you can get on the internet and come up with hundreds and hundreds of these little things. Pardon me. These are things that professional athletes do, and MMA fighters and race car drivers and everything. And they're things that kind of play mind tricks on yourself. But the biggest one, and the only one I'm going to point out, or the only one I'm going to talk about, the rest of them you can go look up. But the one I'm going to talk about is super oxygenating your blood, getting the most carbon dioxide out. And that slows your heart down. And when you slow your own heart down, you get more oxygen in your blood, you can think better, you can react better, you can move better, you feel better. And then when you slow your heart down, that slows your horse's heart down and calms everything down. And that's a fact, that when you get within like 6 feet of a horse, their heartbeat sinks in rhythm with yours. And they do that. That's a herd mentality thing where they sink in with each other's for their heartbeat, and that's how they can read each other and sense danger so easily. For whatever reason, and I think it's because humans have reason, their heartbeat will sink into ours rather than ours sinking into theirs. So if you can control your heartbeat, you can control their heartbeat. You can slow your heartbeat down. And the way to super oxygenate your blood is 2 short breaths in, one long breath out of your nose. And it's And because my nose has been broke so many times, when I take that second big one, it's more like I'm snarfing than inhaling. So that's not a trick I use all that much, but it works. I hear my wife doing it all the time around me and the kids to slow her heartbeat down so she doesn't kill us. But she also does it when she rides. But that's a great one when you get bucked off, when you're trying to regain your composure, whether you're mad or you're scared, or even 2 months or 2 years down the road where you've still got that little bit of anxiety from whatever that wreck was. You can super oxygenate your blood, slow your heart down. And you can do that multiple times, and it just slows you down more and more and more. Yeah, you can't just do it once. Then you just seem like you're in a Popeye cartoon. But do it multiple times, and it'll slow your heartbeat down and calm you down, make things work better. Your brain will work better. I did it better that time. I didn't suffocate myself with a broken nose.